Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Of insufficient quantity to meet a need. Money is short. Cheat someone by not returning him enough money. At a disadvantage. I was caught short. The fielding position of the player on a baseball team who is stationed between second and third base. Marked by rude or peremptory shortness. The salesgirl was very short with him. Low in stature, not tall. He was short and stocky. Accidental contact between 2 points in an electric circuit that have a potential difference. Create a short circuit in. Quickly and without warning. Less than the correct or legal or full amount, often deliberately so. Regularly gives short weight. Of memory, deficient in retentiveness or range. A short memory. Lacking foresight or scope. A short view of the problem. In a curt, abrupt and discourteous manner. He talked short with everyone. Not holding securities or commodities that one sells in expectation of a fall in prices. A short sale. Of speech sounds or syllables of relatively short duration. The English vowel sounds in pat, pet, pit, pot, put, or short. Primarily spatial sense, having little length or lacking in length. Short skirts. Primarily temporal sense, indicating or being or seeming to be limited in duration. A short life. Tending to crumble or break into flakes due to a large amount of shortening. Shortbread is a short crumbly cookie. The location on a baseball field where the shortstop is stationed. Without possessing something at the time it is contractually sold. He made his fortune by selling short just before the crash. Of insufficient quantity to meet a need. An inadequate income. Lacking the requisite qualities or resources to meet a task. Inadequate training. Displaying or suggesting a lack of maturity. Jejune responses to our problems. Of insufficient quantity to meet a need. The jejune diets of the very poor. Lacking interest or significance or impact. Jejune novel. Of insufficient quantity to meet a need. A poor salary. People without possessions or wealth, considered as a group. The urban poor need assistance. Deserving or inciting pity. Oh, you poor thing. Characterized by or indicating poverty. The country had a poor economy. Having little money or few possessions. Deplored the gap between rich and poor countries. Lacking in quality or substances. A poor land. Cheat someone by not returning him enough money. Deprive of by deceit. At a disadvantage. The fielding position of the player on a baseball team who is stationed between second and third base. Baseball. The person who plays the shortstop position. Marked by rude or peremptory shortness. Marked by rude or peremptory shortness. Try to cultivate a less brusque manner. Marked by rude or peremptory shortness. A curt reply. Brief and to the point. effectively cut short. A response so curt as to be almost rude. Informal, small and of little importance. A little, or small, matter. Lowercase. Little f. Low in stature, not tall. A little man. Quantifier used with mass nouns, small in quantity or degree, not much or almost none, or, with, a. At least some. Little rain fell in May. Of children and animals, young, immature. What a big little boy you are. Of a voice, faint. A little voice. Limited or below average in number or quantity or magnitude or extent. A little dining room. A small amount or duration. He accepted the little they gave him. Small in a way that arouses feelings of tenderness or its opposite depending on the context. A nice little job. Accidental contact between 2 points in an electric circuit that have a potential difference. Avoid something unpleasant or laborious. Create a short circuit in. Hamper the progress of, impede. Short circuit warm feelings. Quickly and without warning. Devoid of physical sensation, numb. His gums were dead from the Novocaine. Followed by, to, not showing human feeling or sensitivity, unresponsive. Passers-by were dead to our plea for help. Very tired. I'm dead after that long trip. Drained of electric charge, discharge. A dead battery. Not circulating or flowing. Dead air. Quickly and without warning. Completely and without qualification, used informally as intensifiers. You can be dead sure of my innocence. Not yielding a return. Dead capital. A time when coldness, or some other quality associated with death, is intense. The dead of winter. Devoid of activity. This is a dead town. Nothing ever happens here. Lacking acoustic resonance. Dead sounds characteristic of some compact discs. Lacking resilience or bounce. A dead tennis ball. No longer having force or relevance. A dead issue. No longer having or seeming to have or expecting to have life. The nerve is dead. Not showing characteristics of life, especially the capacity to sustain life. No longer exerting force or having energy or heat. Mars is a dead planet. Not surviving in active use. Latin as a dead language. Out of use or operation because of a fault or breakdown. A dead telephone line. People who are no longer living. They buried the dead. Physically inactive. Crater Lake is in the crater of a dead volcano of the Cascade Range. The complete stoppage of an action. Came to a dead stop. Unerringly accurate. A dead shot. On impulse, without premeditation. He made up his mind suddenly. Happening unexpectedly. Suddenly she felt a sharp pain in her side. Quickly and without warning. He stopped suddenly. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Having abundant light or illumination. They played as long as it was light. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Felt light in the head. Marked by temperance and indulgence. A light eater. Having relatively few calories. Light, or light, beer. A condition of spiritual awareness, divine illumination. Follow God's light. Fall to somebody by assignment or lot. Physics, electromagnetic radiation that can produce a visual sensation. The light was filtered through a soft glass window. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. A syllable that ends in a short vowel is a light syllable. Cause to start burning, subject to fire or great heat. With few burdens. Experienced travelers travel light. Start or maintain a fire in. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. Moving easily and quickly, nimble. The dancer was light and graceful. Make lighter or brighter. This lamp lightens the room a bit. The visual effect of illumination on objects or scenes is created in pictures. He could paint the lightest light and the darkest dark. A device for lighting or igniting fuel or charges or fires. Do you have a light? To come to rest, settle. Misfortune lighted upon him. Of sleep, easily disturbed. In a light doze. Casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior. He was told to avoid loose, or light, women. Of sound or color, free from anything that dulls or dims. A light lilting voice like a silver bell. A light from, a horse. Silly or trivial. Light banter. Any device serving as a source of illumination. He stopped the car and turned off the lights. Less than the correct or legal or full amount, often deliberately so. A light pound. Used of color, having a relatively small amount of coloring agent. Light blue. Begin to smoke. An illuminated area. He stepped into the light. A particular perspective or aspect of a situation. Although he saw it in a different light, he still did not understand. A person regarded very fondly. The light of my life. A visual warning signal. They saw the light of the beacon. Characterized by or emitting light. A room that is light when the shutters are open. Demanding little effort, not burdensome. Light housework. Designed for ease of movement or to carry little weight. Light aircraft. Easily assimilated in the alimentary canal, not rich or heavily seasoned. A light diet. Having little importance. Losing his job was no light matter. Intended primarily as entertainment, not serious or profound. Light verse. Mental understanding as an enlightening experience. He finally saw the light. Of comparatively little physical weight or density. A light load. Of little intensity or power or force. The light touch of her fingers. Of the military or industry, using, or being, relatively small or light arms or equipment. Light infantry. Physics, chemistry, not having atomic weight greater than average. Light water as ordinary water. Psychologically light, especially free from sadness or troubles. A light heart. Public awareness. It brought the scandal to light. Used of soil, loose and large-grained in consistency. Light soil. Very thin and insubstantial. Light summer dresses. Not great in degree or quantity or number. A light sentence. Supply sparingly and with restricted quantities. Work hastily or carelessly. Deal with inadequately and superficially. Limit in quality or quantity. Less than the correct or legal or full amount, often deliberately so. A scant cup of sugar. Failing to keep in mind. Forgetful of her responsibilities. Not mindful or attentive. Of memory, deficient in retentiveness or range. Of memory, deficient in retentiveness or range. Unable to see distant objects clearly. Lacking foresight or scope. Myopic thinking. Unable to see distant objects clearly. Not given careful consideration. Lacking foresight or scope. Short-sighted policies. Lacking foresight or scope. In a curt, abrupt and discourteous manner. He told me curtly to get on with it. In the near future. The book will appear shortly. In a concise manner, in a few words. To put it shortly. In a curt, abrupt and discourteous manner. He said shortly that he didn't like it. Of a quantity not able to fulfill a need or requirement. Insufficient funds. Of a quantity not able to fulfill a need or requirement. Inadequate in amount or degree. A deficient education. Falling short of some prescribed norm. Lacking social graces. Showing no courtesy, rude. A distant and at times discourteous young. Like or containing small sticky lumps. The dumplings were chunky pieces of uncooked dough. Short and thick, as e.g. having short legs and heavy musculature. Some people seem born to be square and chunky. Having a short and solid form or stature. A thick-set young man. Planted or growing close together. Thick-set trees. Hard to pass through because of dense growth. Thick woods. Spoken as if with a thick tongue. The thick speech of a drunkard. Having a short and solid form or stature. A thick-set young man. Used informally, stupid. In quick succession. Misfortunes come fast and thick. Of darkness, densely dark. Thick night. Used informally, associated on close terms. The two were thick as thieves for months. With a thick consistency. The blood was flowing thick. The location of something surrounded by other things. Abounding. Having a lot of. The top was thick with dust. Having component parts closely crowded together. Thick crowds. Not thin. Of a specific thickness or of relatively great extent from one surface to the opposite, usually in the smallest of the three solid dimensions. An inch thick. Relatively dense in consistency. Thick cream.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.